Was hauling. Like I said, a U-Haul van driver leads police on a chase throughout the city. Where in the city exactly, Steve?
Well, Mike, you pick a neighborhood and chances are that van was speeding through it. So many different police districts were involved in this chase because the van kept going from section to section, district to district, from South Philadelphia to here in Center City, where a lot of the cops in the district base at headquarters joined in, ending up all the way in the 39th district up in Germantown. And here's where it ends. And we're told that this chase went through as many or more than 50 Philadelphia streets. It ends here on tiny little Newhall Street in Germantown, only because the van ran out of gas. And notice the side, no U-Haul decals on the sides of the van, only in the back of the van. And what we learned was this was the van, and 3 of the 4 people inside the van wanted for that shooting outside the 7-Eleven in South Philly on Monday. And that was the scene Monday morning, 3 in the morning, when police were looking for 2 men and a woman in a white van, coincidentally. So an eagle-eyed cop overnight spotted the van, notices there's 3 guys and a woman, and says, this is it. This van, as we go back to the video, had a plate stolen off a legit U-Haul from Arizona, and they put the Arizona stolen plate on this van, took the stolen plate off and probably put it on the other van, thinking cops will pull that one over. But they couldn't get the U-Haul decals off the back because they're like iron-on, essentially like permanently on. But they took the decals off the side to try to disguise the van. What were they doing? Who knows? But they were wanted for a gunpoint robbery and shooting Monday, and they were out in the middle of the night again, and maybe police stopped the crime. But the other crime was speeding through the streets as high as 90 miles an hour. And there was a whole parade of police cars, both in the front and the back of the van. And Mike, you asked in the lead-in, what were they doing? What was inside the van? Well, 2 adults were in the back of the van getting thrown around as this thing was making wild turns. You see the damage on the passenger side. There's no back seats in this. This is a cargo van. So they were getting, let's say, a bumpy ride for sure. The 2 in the front seats tried to run. The cops caught them less than a block later. They got all 4 in custody. 2 adult men, 1 adult woman, and a juvenile who told police he was the driver and said he didn't stop because he doesn't have a driver's license. And to top it all off, police find, before they get a search warrant, they can see with their own eyes what looks like a police radio on the floor under the driver's pedals. And it may be a tow truck driver radio, but tow truck drivers listen to police radio so they can race to the scene of accidents and get there first. So these folks may have been listening to police scanner traffic just to make sure nobody was on to them for whatever they were doing in the middle of the night. So great bust by the Philly police, and somehow that avoided killing anybody driving through 55 streets as high as 90 miles an hour through almost every department's district. Yeah.